again, students. I'm very happy to see you all, unfortunately, on the screen because we, thanks to this terrible problem, cannot be together in reality. But anyway, I'm happy to teach you this dish that is a very famous and easy dish that you will find in Aricia and Rome and everywhere you go. And it's called the Amatriciana, which is named after a little village which is north of Rome, which unfortunately had a very bad earthquake a few years ago. But anyway, these are the simple ingredients for you when you make this pasta. And you start with what is called guanciale, which is the cheek of a pig. And if you do not have guanciale, you can use bacon. And then you have fresh tomato puree, or in a bottle, of course. And this is the guanciale, how it looks before it's cut. And these are scallion, which is very similar to an onion. But if you can't find scallion, you can use an onion. Here we have pecorino cheese. And here we have chillies, which you can add if you want, it depends on you. And pepper and salt and very fresh olive oil, extra virgin olive oil if you have the chance to find it somewhere. Okay. And of course the pasta, that's a very important part of this whole dish. And I've chosen these rigatoni for you, which I think are the right pasta for this dish. Okay, now we can get down to action.
So I'm cutting the pieces not too fine and not too, but more or less this size, because this is a special fat of the cheek that will evaporate during the cooking and make the dish very tasty with the tomato.
Now we have to prepare some scallion. And an important thing to remember when you are peeling onions and cutting up onions, that when you peel the onion, put it under cold water for a minute and it won't make you weep, because it's the vapor of the onion that goes into your eyes.
It's always important to have a very sharp knife, because knives that are not sharp are dangerous.
Mauricio, if I remember well, you like spicy things.
Yes.
So if you like, you can add some chilies.
Okay, I'll put just a little bit because
Okay, that's pretty hot.
this is hot one.
Very hot one.
I'll just put a little bit to give it a little kick.
Now we're on to the next step, which is the cooking. And here you have to add a little bit of salt into the water. That's very important. I would say about this much. It depends how much you like, if you like it very salty or not. And now you have to wait that you're sure that the water is boiling very, very well before you put the pasta in. We're talking about salt. Salt has a very ancient history. In the olden days, the Roman soldiers were paid with salt, which was extremely expensive, was a rarity. And the word sale is also the word salary, which is still, gives you the idea how important it is in life, both of them. Now we add the olive oil into the pan. There we are. I think that it's very important when you cook, you always use a wooden spoon, because it never transmits the heat and it gives you the feeling of the food very well. So that is my great recommendation, a wooden spoon. Okay, here we are. So it's important that the scallion gets a little bit golden, but not overcooked. That's very important. Now we are ready to add the guanciale. Perfetto. And now, at this point, you can add the tomato or tomato. Now I'm going to add the tomato a little bit at a time, huh? Yeah. My little dog Lily is smelling how good it is, and she's getting hungry. Now when the tomato has absorbed a little bit and it's not quite so liquid, it will be ready. Depending on the tomato, from 10 to 15 minutes you will need. So once the water is boiling well, you take your pasta. This is the one I've chosen today, and you will see that the cooking time is written 13 minutes. But Italians usually like it a little bit al dente, which means to the tooth. So they normally would do it less time. Anyway, you add as much pasta as is necessary for the people you're cooking for. And then once it's in the water, you must turn it, that it's not all going to stick on the bottom, and turn it frequently while you're cooking. Okay, the pasta is now cooked al dente, and I'm going to add it to the sauce. There we are. And now we're going to stir this. Well, now that we've added the pasta to the sauce, we have to be very sure that it's mixed well together and hot again. And I've kept a little bit of cooking water in case the sauce would get dry. And then when it's hot and well mixed together, then you can add the pecorino cheese. One more for luck. Okay. This is a little trick that I've learned from the real chefs, that now that you've added the cheese to the pasta, it may get a little dry, in which case you've kept some water from the cooking, which you can add to be sure that the sauce is enough. Be sure you mix it very well together. Do you want to give me your plate?
Yes, please.
Here we are. This is my grandson Bruce,
Hi.
who has come to join us. There we are. A little bit more for you, because you're a growing man. There we Yeah.
Thank you very much.
That's enough, Bruce, are you
Yes,
sure?
yes.
Can you give me anche the plate of Maurizio? Un altro po', dai, ma così. Non ce ne fai così poco. Here we are. I like to put some basil leaves on top, which gives a good decoration, and I also find a nice flavor. Buon appetito.
Grazie!
Grazie, buon appetito.